Long ago, in a small dusty village in Israel, there was a boy named Jabez. Unlike other children, his life started with a shadow of sadness. His mother, filled with pain, gave him a name that would always remind them of sorrow. She called him Jabez, which means pain, because she had suffered greatly when he was born. Every time someone called his name, it was a reminder of that sorrowful beginning. While Jabez played hide and seek with his friends, they would trigger his painful condition whenever they call out his name from behind a tree. Jabez! Jabez! Pain, pain. You can't find me. You didn't see me. Even at the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem, the teaching priests would make his pain worse by asking him to recall the lessons from the last teaching. Jabez! Jabez! Pain, pain. Could you recall what we learned last Sabbath? Everywhere Jabez turned, his name was a permanent reminder of the pain and sorrow that overshadowed his life. Then one day Jabez chose to do things differently. Instead of letting his name define him, he decided to do something about it. He wasn't strong like the warriors of his tribe, nor was he rich like the landowners. Yet, Jabez believed that his life could be greater than the pain it started with. One quiet evening, after a long day of tending the fields, Jabez went up to a hill where he often prayed. He looked up at the sky, full of stars, and began to speak to God with all his heart. His prayer was simple, but it came from the deepest part of him. He said, "O Lord, that you would bless me indeed, and enlarge my territory. Let your hand be with me, and keep me from harm so that I will be free from pain." Jabez wasn't just asking for land or riches. He wanted God's blessing, His presence, and protection in his life. He didn't want to be stuck in the sorrow that his name represented. He wanted to rise above it and live a life of purpose, free from pain and full of God's favor. As the days turned into weeks, something incredible began to happen. Slowly, Jabez's life started to change. His crops grew more abundant than others, and he began to gain respect in the village. People noticed that Jabez was different. His life was marked by a peace and strength that others couldn't explain. Yes, God had heard Jabez's prayer and granted his request. Jabez became known not for the pain of his birth, but for the blessings that followed him everywhere he went. His story spread far and wide, not because he was rich or powerful, but because God had answered his simple prayer and turned his life around. Jabez's story reminds us that no matter how we start in life, with faith and a heartfelt cry to God, our future can be completely transformed. He showed that a life marked by sorrow can be filled with blessings if we trust God to change our path. If you like this video, click subscribe, like and share to get notifications for the next videos. Thank you for watching.